Today we have Ani Papazian. I'm not sure I said that right.
You
I
said
said it a minute ago. I said it right. Ani Papazian, who will share her incredible journey for turning her dream into a thriving boutique practice. We'll explore the challenges she faced, the lessons learned from work with Janet Jackson, and how her unique approach, and she's now known as the Body Whisperer, has led to her success.
This episode of the Lead Machine Growth Show is brought to you by Lead Machine, the step-by-step, tech-easy system for getting leads online. Are you struggling to get leads from your lead magnet? Are you tired of seeing low conversion rates and losing potential customers? It's time to revive your lead magnet and start attracting more leads. Download our free report, 10 Deadly Lead Magnet Mistakes That Are Costing You Leads, and learn how to create a high-converting lead magnet that engages your audience and drives conversions. Don't let common mistakes hold you back any longer. Revive your lead magnet today and download your free report at www.getleadmachine.com/deadly. Welcome to the Lead Machine Growth Show, where you will discover how to tackle your tech, master your message, and design your dream. Paul Guyan, the mastermind behind the Lead Machine, introduces you to trailblazers who inspire you to implement life-changing solutions and systems you can model to nurture your leads and get your offers seen by your ideal clients who will invest in themselves and you. Be sure you visit our website at www.leadmachinegrowthshow.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now, tune in and get ready to transform your vision into reality.
Welcome to the Lead Machine Growth Show. I'm Paul Guyan, your host, Lead Machine coach, and the founder of the Lead Machine Mastermind Group. I'm dedicated to helping you tackle your tech, master your message, and design your dream. Whether you're just starting out or want to take your business to the next level, let's get this conversation started and turn your dreams into reality. Let me try this again. Ani Papazian is a highly experienced pain resolution specialist with nearly 3 decades of expertise. She's an experienced pain resolution specialist with nearly 30 years of expertise. I just said that. She founded Last Stop for Pain, an organization that prioritizes personalized pain relief solutions, self-help techniques, and tailored lifestyle improvements through genetics and testing, right? Her precision pain resolution method empowers people to lead pain-free, healthy lives regardless of their obstacles. And Ani served as Janet Jackson's massage therapist during her iconic Velvet Rope World Tour. That must have been amazing. And with her extensive knowledge and remarkable journey, Ani is a true luminary in the field of pain resolution and holistic health. And let's see. Pain is been in my family for a long time. Not that we're all we're in pain, but all three of my two parents, Joseph and Mary Ann, and my brother Greg, were physical medicine and rehab doctors, and they regularly held pain clinics and helped people with amputees, head injuries, strokes, and all kinds of injuries. So, and I've had back pain. I don't have it anymore. So I'm really happy that to welcome you to the show today, Ani, and to talk about your journey and how that how you're helping other people with their living those pain-free lives. So
Thank you, Paul.
Welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yes. So thank you. Ani, you've transformed your practice from a makeshift garage to a thriving boutique. Can you share some of the key challenges that you had? I know one of them was the language barrier, but can you go back to that time and talk about some of those challenges you had and how you came to be where you are today?
Growing up in Armenia in 1988, when we had the huge earthquake where we lost our home and we lived in our garage, and for Americans, garage is, oh my God, some of the garages are gorgeous.
Yeah.
That wasn't our garage. Our garage was just a piece of metal, no insulation, nothing. So after earthquake, we moved in there and we lived there for about 3 years. So then with my family, when we moved to America, a month later, we moved in January 22nd, 1992. A month later, I turned 22 years old. Now, some of you are probably doing a math. I'm 54 years old, very happy. And, English was not one of my languages. Yes, I spoke 3 other languages, but English was not one of them. And so, but learning also completely new culture and trying to figure out, I was fresh out of college, what career path am I going to take? So my early 20s, kind of like a little haze. I don't remember that well because it was just too much at once. But again, people come to America because we have the opportunities here that we didn't have in Soviet Union. So I just, think I'm so fortunate that, yes, I, went to school, learned English. Also decided, okay, I studied massage in college. Let me take that path because as a former volleyball player, I played volleyball for Armenian national team. I knew what was to get injured, to hurt yourself, and to live with pain for a while. And I just kind of wanted helping people living without body pain. It was just such a strong drive for me. And that's why I was like, I'm just going to focus on pain relief. I know some of my business advisors, they're like, Ani, you're leaving money on a table because you should offer like a relaxing massage and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to. I just want to be known the pain person. That's it. You go to Ani to take care of pain. So that's how I started.
Yeah. And when I was reading your bio, and there were some big words in there, so I left it out. But you have a degree in, what is it?
Kinesiology. My bachelor's is in kinesiology, which I reinstated in the United States. Actually, funny story. I grew up in a family of engineers. You grew up with family physicians. Mine were engineers. And being the oldest child, my parents thought I was going to take their path of becoming engineers. And I was like, oh, that's never happening. But so when I reinstated my diploma, but education was a huge part of, honestly, I didn't even know that college was a choice. I thought it was just a continuation of high school because that's something you had to do.
Yeah.
So when I reinstated my diploma in the US, I wanted to get my master's and become either physical therapist or a chiropractor. So I went to CSUN, which they have amazing physical therapy program. And they look at my paperwork. They're like, everything looks good. Go to orientation. So I'm sitting at the orientation, all getting excited because it's only 2 more years, full-time student program, and I got my master's. I'm a PT.
Yeah.
Everything went great until the professor said, and we get 6 new cadavers every year. I said, yeah, that's never going to happen. I do not. I'm terrified of dead bodies.
Oh, my God.
Go to funerals. So that's why I'm like, okay, I studied massage in college. As long as there is no cadavers involved, massage school it is, So
you want to work on the living, people.
Yeah, that's how I ended up in massage school. But, throughout the years, since I studied massage in college, massage back home was part of mainstream medicine. Even until this day in Russia, in some European countries, they offer medical massage as a continuing education for physicians.
Yeah.
So it's not the type of massage that it's kind of known for here. You go, it's a relaxation, it's spa. So having that background, I knew that sometimes your body pain, like muscle or joint pain, could be due to internal organ dysfunctions, like if you have digestive issues, if you have, let's say, constipation. So after several years, I went back to school, got my nutritionist certification, started diving deep into functional nutrition. So I can read lab tests, I can order any lab test I want. And then a few years after that, genetic testing is a field that is just growing. It's becoming so popular. So I was at this webinar, and the guest speaker doctor, she was analyzing the webinar host genetic report, and I was in awe. Like,
Wow.
I want to go back to school and learn that.
Yeah.
So I went back to school and I got my advanced translational nutrigenomics certification, where I can analyze someone's genetic report, simplify it, and create actionable steps so they can, we're already trying to eat healthy. We're already trying to, exercise. But imagine doing all that based on your unique genetic makeup.
Yeah, and the supplements and the gut health and those, the body is a complex system, and all those systems are connected, and there's probably a certain way that you can there's a certain propensity that the body might have for certain types of exercise. They might respond to therapy in a certain way, and also nutrition and sleep and all kinds of things that could contribute to their health. Isn't that right?
Oh, absolutely. As humans, we share 99.9% the same DNA, you and I.
Yeah.
But that 0.1% that is different, that's what makes us unique. That is why, and it has nothing to do, like a lot of times people are used to, oh, I did my ancestry to know what percentage of what I am, where it's from. No, this is about, as you said, the exercise. What is the best exercise based on your genetics? Are you genetically actually gifted to achieve amazing results in athletics? Yes, hard work is given. You can't do without hard work. But I'm sure you've said it, oh, he's a gifted athlete.
Oh yeah.
Just because some are gifted, they're just really good. Like if you look at my athletics, like genes, I'm considered kind of gifted because I can achieve, with proper training, I can achieve really good results really fast just because I have those genes. But let's say for some people, if they want to lose weight, what are the couple of the things they say you have to do? Eat less and exercise, right? But if I'm looking at your genetic report and it looks like at your exercise pathway, you have genes that your body cannot use fat as an energy source for you to lose weight.
Wow.
That doesn't mean you're not supposed to exercise, because exercise has so many benefits, especially for your cognitive health, for your brain health. But specifically to lose weight, it may not be the right approach for you. So for people like that, we go look at, okay, then let's concentrate on eating habits. Let's concentrate on more inflammation, detoxification. Where is where the issue is and how we can make it easier.
Yeah, I can relate. I think that nutrition is super important, and knowing what to eat, when to eat, and how to eat, and how much is as important as the exercise. I know that I was on a quest to lose weight, and I lost 42 pounds over about a period of a year, and the first 20 was pretty easy. I was just walking and running a lot, and was sort of looking at my nutrition, but I really wasn't eating the right kinds of foods. I didn't really analyze, but I went to a nutritionist and a dietitian, and she had me start tracking what I did, and I actually went and I did a cleanse, and that's when my metabolism really kicked in, and I lost the other 22 pounds in a short amount of time, probably 3 months, because as you know, that rapid weight loss is not necessarily good for you. But getting to a healthy, and my cardiologist said, get to your ideal weight and stay there, or maybe just a little bit below, and you'll live longer. And I went, hey, I want to live longer, and I think we all do. So, um, that's fascinating. You did a lot of schooling, which is great, and very effective. And a lot of people do go to school, but you were seeing patients, you were helping people. So let's talk about that. And also, how did you end up with Janet Jackson?
That's actually a funny story. So I started working at the chiropractor office. So I'm working at the chiropractic office. I think I was making like $10 an hour doing massages. And the chiropractor had a client who I knew she was a dancer, but I had no idea what caliber dancer she was. So whenever she would come to the clinic, I would work on her. One day I get a phone call, says a gentleman, says that Tina Landon referred you to us. We need you to go to Malibu at this address. There is no address, no number on that house. But if you see this house and this house, the white house in between those two, that's the house you're going. And we can't tell you who it is. And I'm thinking, okay, as long as it's from Tina, I know and trust Tina. So I went. And some lady opened the door and showed me the room. I set up my table, everything. I'm just waiting. And then all of a sudden, this tiny little thing comes in with this soft voice. And I'm like, inside, I'm like, holy shit, it's Janet Jackson. So I started working on her for a while, seeing her. And then one day I get a call. One of her managers says, do you want to go? Janet wants you to go on a tour with her. And I said, where do I sign up? The only downside was I was in America only very few years, even though I had green card, but I didn't live here long enough to be a citizen. Well, with my family, we moved to US, right away, the Soviet Union collapsed. So I had no citizenship of any country.
Oh,
I wasn't a citizen.
wow.
So then they had to get this thing called white passport. And they had to get visa for every country I went to. Well, Japan denied my visa because they said I was a communist because I was born in Soviet Union.
Wow.
So when I went to Australia, in Sydney, Australia, I went to Japanese consulate over there and got my visa. I did end up going to Japan.
Oh.
But yeah, that's how, and it was, amazing. And then it was funny when I was out of country, our papers came in. So all of a sudden, my parents, they're like, we have to go for the swearing in to become citizens. Well, I'm out of country. I'm thinking, oh my God, they're going to throw my papers away. I'm never going to become a citizen.
Oh.
So because I've already passed the history exam and everything. And so Janet's managers, they had to write letters saying she's working out of country, as an excuse. So when I came back, I actually went by myself to convention centers downtown LA and went through the swearing in. And then they took my white passport with all the stamps in it. I was like, can I keep it, please? They said no.
Oh.
So, yes, but that's how I ended up on the tour with her.
And I don't think they had smartphones with 12 megapixel cameras and stuff back then in the year 2000 or 1999. So you just couldn't snap a picture of it just real quick.
No, and I'm kind of glad they didn't. So,
yeah,
but we had a blast. I call it my paid vacation. It was fun. I have a little. Sometimes people say, tell us something about you that nobody knows. I say I have an Oscar given to me by Janet Jackson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I can't tell you for what, but I do have it.
Nice.
It does say the tour name and my name on it. So
Yeah. And are you still in touch with Janet at all or no?
No, I'm not.
No.
I am with Tina from time to time,
Mhm.
but generally no.
So when you got done with your tour, did you go back to the chiropractor's office and were you still making $10 an hour?
No, I started getting my own clients because
Yeah.
at that point the dancers became my private clients, and I started doing a lot more house calls, and started actually at the doctor's office just renting a room to
Yeah.
see clients, and that's how I slowly built my practice. And then a few years later, I opened up my own clinic, which I closed in December of 2019. And I'm
Uh-huh.
still thanking the universe for
Oh my
closing at
gosh.
that time,
Yeah.
because I was at the point of my career. I'm like, okay, at this point, I need to make some changes. And what's the change? What's the path I want to take? And for me was I want to, see clients only 3 days a week and just concentrate on speaking, doing summits, more online, to reach out more people. So
Right. And while you were building your business, so it was after the tour that things really took off for you, right?
yes, yeah.
Yeah. And how long was the Velvet Rope tour? Was that a year?
98, 99.
Okay. So
But
yeah,
not that
that's
it ended. I think we finished in Hawaii January 99.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. That must have been that's quite a run. That would be fun.
It was amazing.
So you kept your relationships with your the dancers, and that's how you brought them into your practice, and you were working with them, and so from there, would they bring their friends in too? Is that
Yeah, and
how
then
it
the
built?
referrals. Yeah, I got a lot of like referral. That's how I built my business. I've never done marketing.
Uh-huh.
I've always built my business just through referrals.
Right.
Yeah.
And so is that when the Body Whisperer came about, or was that sooner than that?
I was fortunate enough to come across some amazing doctors and practitioners who created very unique techniques.
Uh-huh.
And I just studied from them. That's what I love. What's the fastest way I can help your body pain and make it so the release lasts. So I do very unique, very weird techniques. And I constantly, as you can see here in my background, it says the Good Witch. I put that up because a few months ago, I got a client, husband and wife. And one day the wife was at the office. She goes, "Do you know what we call you at our house? We call you the Good Witch." I'm like, I love it. That's awesome. You know,
That's from the Wizard of Oz, right?
I don't know the Wizard of Oz, but there is a show, The Good Witch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Gotcha.
she's a witch and I love it. So I'm like, I'll
And
take
you
it.
and you get results for people, which is great.
Yes.
So, how can aspiring entrepreneurs take some of that inspiration from your journey? What were some of the lessons that you learned along the way that you would give to your earlier self or to an entrepreneur who's coming up, maybe in the similar pain resolution business, that healthy living business? What would you do? What would you tell them?
One of the biggest things is follow your passion. What's most important to you, not what someone says you should do or what makes you happy. Like earlier I said, my business advisor, they're like, you need to offer relaxing massages. You're leaving money on the table. I'm like, I don't care. That doesn't make me happy. I don't want to do it. Just stay true to yourself. What makes you happy? That's one of the first things. Because isn't there a saying, it's do what you love and you never work a day in your life or something like that?
Uh-huh.
The second thing is, and I hit it in my head and it just flew out. Okay.
So what would you tell an entrepreneur who's starting out in a similar line of business, line of work, helping people live pain-free lives, or really anything kind of they want to improve their lives? What advice would you give?
Never stop learning. That's what I was
Okay.
going to say in my
Yeah.
head. Never stop learning, because even after 30 years, I still constantly look into the research, look into what other some new modalities maybe I can pick up, or if someone, what are they doing to achieve results, how I can incorporate that, or maybe twist how I can become better. Because
Okay.
when you think, the day you think you're done, you're like the best, forget it. You're not.
You're
Because
just starting.
there's always someone better than you.
Always. And
You
that's
know.
okay. That's good. And you can learn from those people. You can model what they're doing. And that's the advice I would give is to look at what other people are doing in this field, or maybe even in a different field, service-oriented entrepreneurs. What are they doing to grow their business, to get results, and model that, and find something that works for you, and do that and keep doing that. Rinse and repeat is what I say.
Yeah. And I have to say, one of the biggest things, and I've done that at the beginning of my career, was, when my business advisor asked me, tell me who's your client, what they look like. I'm like, what do you mean what they look like? They're all different people. Everyone needs a massage. And now when, I hear new therapists say, oh my God, everyone is my client. Everyone needs a massage. I'm like, no, they're not.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. Know exactly, who you want to serve, who you want to work with. It's very specific. Not everyone is your client. You don't want everyone to be your client. If you don't have pain, I won't take you as a client.
Yeah.
I just won't. Or if I feel like you're not going to follow through with my suggestions, I'm not going to bring you back.
Exactly. Yeah. One of my mentors, his name is Jim Palmer, says that if only my clients would do what their coach tells them, they'd be so much better off. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with you. If they would only, and I have the same problem sometimes, but my clients, do listen to me, but not all of them, and not everybody is your ideal client. And and so you have to hold them accountable, and that's part of what we do is to help people change and get better. Is we have to help them, give them a structure and hold space for them so that they can improve, because they're not going to improve unless they're willing to help themselves.
And one of the biggest things I learned when I was getting my master's practitioner's thing in neuro-linguistic programming was, when people come to you, they come to me because they have pain, right? But let's say if your pain is 8 or 10, you're very excited. You're going to do what I ask you to do.
Yeah.
You're very motivated. Well, once your pain goes from 8 to 10, from down to like 2 or 3, so does your motivation disappears.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so my goal is, usually one of the questions I ask my clients is, I don't say, how bad your pain is, let's get rid of it. It's like, what is that preventing you from doing?
Yeah.
Because that motivation will never go away until you reach it.
Good.
And that's the biggest things. It's like, it's not about pain. Yes, you're here for me to get rid of your pain. That's not my goal, because we're going to lose your motivation. But if you say, hey, Ani, I'm going to go to Europe and I want to be able to walk without my back pain, 5-10 miles, whatever a day that we walk in Europe, that motivation will never go away until you can do that.
Right. So you frame your entire program around the desired result that they want. Now, this is true for every entrepreneur out there. Anybody who's in a small business or big business, you want to pay attention to that, so that your clients know what the end result is, and that your marketing also knows what the end result is that they desire, and you help them to attain that. That's powerful. That's powerful. Good advice.
Thank you.
So you talked a little bit in your description about embarking on a new journey. I know that you have a new book that's coming out, and you have maybe a second act or a third act in mind, a second act. So tell us about what's new for Ani.
Oh, I'm so excited. This is such a transitional journey for me. I'm in this path that it's a little scary, but at the same time, it's exciting because as we know, doing this for 30 years comes to a point like, what's next?
Yeah.
Because nothing stays stagnant. So you have to grow, or you grow or you die. So,
Yeah.
but I'm deciding like, what's the path for me to grow? So for me, for some people could be, okay, get a bigger office, hire more people, like to grow that way. That wasn't the path I wanted to take. I wanted to actually see less clients, work less days, but do more speaking, do public speaking, to do more online classes. Yes, I have this book coming up. I'm also working on my own book. My goal is to do TED Talk next year. How I can reach out and help more people. I love working one-on-one, hands-on. It's amazing, but that stays within my small circle.
Yeah.
But when I'm out there speaking, sharing the self-help techniques, or giving some suggestions, recommendations to someone that's going to change their life, that's the path that's the goal, that's the path I'm working towards. And it's exciting. It's really exciting.
It is exciting. And so on the self-help journey, so you're going to be speaking and doing a TED Talk, and what kind of advice or what kind of self-help techniques can you leave us with that we can help live those pain-free lives? I mean, I have a shoulder pain. I've been going to physical therapy for the last 8 or 10 weeks, and it's made a huge difference in my life. We found out that some of my ribs were out of place, and through some massage and some manipulation, they helped me with that. And my range of motion went from, there to here, and I still have some place to go, and I can't quite reach behind me. And I'm not asking you to heal me, but what kind of advice would you recommend for people who are experiencing pain and that's preventing them from range of motion or from walking normally, which if you don't walk normal, that will twist your spine. And that's, working on a computer for 40 years is what I've done and tweaked my shoulder because it's out of whack, and my midsection is twisted. So what are some things that you can recommend?
So one of the biggest things for me, the first approach that I give the clients is resetting their autonomic nervous system, meaning we all know the fight or flight, our sympathetic nervous system, and the parasympathetic nervous system, which is like more calming relaxation. Because especially if you're living in a big city, like I'm in Los Angeles, you come out of your house, it's stress.
Yeah.
The traffic, everything. If you have family, the kids, the stress, it cracks me up when people say, don't have any stress. You're like, that's impossible.
Yeah.
You just have to learn how to deal with it. So the first thing, even with the body, when I'm working with the clients, the first thing I do is balance their autonomic nervous system to calm down their sympathetic nervous system. Because as you said earlier, the body is an amazing machine. You give the right circumstances, it would heal itself.
So how could I do that? Go about doing that?
So it's a really simple technique. What you do is you're laying down, on your bed, on the floor, whatever, on a yoga mat. You take a couple of either pens or pencils or a straw. I don't care what it is. You put it like this. You spread your fingers. So your ring finger is out like that, only the ring finger. So like you that. Put, like that. And you spread the other fingers like that. And you put that overhead. Same time, you're going to curl your toes under.
Ah,
Like you point your foot and curl your toes under. You close your eyes and you stay like that for up to a minute. We call that the global down regulation. And sometimes as the client is doing that, I have the client, I walk the client through that. I ask them to collect some saliva in their mouth, because what that does, that actually helps stimulate the vagus nerve, which is the very calming relaxation, the longest cranial nerve. And after a minute, you're done. But to show them how that technique works, I actually palpate the client's ribs around, like where the diaphragm is, around the rib cage, because your diaphragm attaches to your 6 to 12 ribs. So I'll palpate. And sometimes when I go to palpate, they're either like, oh my God, I'm ticklish, or they withdraw because it's a reflex. I know they're upregulated. I have them do this technique. I go back and test. They're like, what did you do? Are you touching the same spot? Especially kids love it because they're not ticklish anymore. And that's so cool for them. So that's one of the techniques that they can do, morning, evening, doesn't matter. It really helps set up your autonomic nervous system, stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. The other one, again, for kind of like a relaxation calming effect, is vagus nerve stimulation is very popular thing. Your vagus nerve, like I said, when you're in stress, your heart starts beating, right? Your digestion kind of slows down. Well, that's because of your vagus nerve. It starts on your brainstem and then goes all the way down. They call it the wandering nerve, because it goes all the way down to your digestion, to your gut. So with the vagus nerve, there is easy ways to stimulate it by gargling, by swallowing. That's why I have my clients collect some saliva in their mouth and then they swallow. By singing out loud in your shower, as we all sound amazing. And or splashing cold water on your face, all that, or humming even. Sometimes when I do a few deep breathing exercises, I hum that vibration that stimulates your vagus nerve. And all that actually has very calming, relaxing effect on your body. So these are just a couple of simple things you can do. But let's say neck range of motion. If you have a restriction in your neck range of motion, one of the cool techniques to do is, so let's say I have a difficulty turning my head to the right. Okay. All I'm going to do is my eyes going to look as far left as possible. And then my head, as I'm looking, my eyes far here. Take it. As I'm looking here, I'm slowly going to turn my head to the right. As if I feel restriction, pain, I stop, come back, and do it again. And do that about 3-4 times. Guarantee your range of motion will increase. The only weird thing happens because you know how your eyes, wherever you turn your head, your eyes want to follow, but you're forcing it to do completely opposite.
Yeah.
So it comes a point where your eyes want to go to where your head is going, or you feel these weird things behind your eyes, in your head. I tell the clients, I know what you're feeling, and sometimes I put my finger and I say, just look at my fingers. And just stay looking at my fingers and slowly turn your head. And that will always increase your range of motion. It's an amazing technique.
I'm trying that as soon as we're done here.
Let me know. It's a really cool technique.
I will. I will. Well, Ani, it's been a pleasure. It's been very interesting hearing about your journey to entrepreneurialism, and especially those pain-free living tips that you just shared. What as we wrap up with your final words, what are 3 things that our listeners can do today to put these ideas into action?
One of the biggest things I have to say is to be proactive in your own health. It's so important to be on top of your own health. Like I injured my knee the other day. I went to a doctor because I was hoping that she was going to send me to get an X-ray or MRI to see if I tore anything because I smacked my knee.
Yeah.
And no, her first thing was, do you want a painkiller, an injection? And I'm thinking, injection for what? You don't know what it is. What you're going to inject? It's like throwing a spaghetti against the wall and hope something sticks, So I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. And then she's like, well, go wait a month and then come back and see what happens. So to be very proactive in your own health, educate yourself so you can make informed decisions. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The second thing is, please never learn to live with pain. You know how many phone calls I get from either acquaintances or someone that says, my doctor said, oh, I'm 66 years old. That pain is normal for my body or for my age.
Yeah.
No, doesn't matter what age you are. Yes, once we get certain age, we have to work a little harder, but you're not under any circumstances, you should learn to live with pain at any age. There is always a solution. You just have to find one.
And you have to want to find one.
Exactly. And you have to, absolutely. So for some people, and I've had clients that, living with pain was their crutch, was their excuse. So they never wanted to find a solution. And it's okay. It's not for me to say what you should be doing. It's okay. For people like that, you just you just let them go.
Right.
And the third thing I want to say, always assume, especially when you have the body pain, that it's just a temporary thing. There is some kind of a learning experience for you there. What's the learning you're going to take from it? And that it's always going to work out, because your outlook towards your pain, towards what's going on, it's a huge part of your healing process, healing journey.
Yeah. So that positive mental attitude, if you say, oh, I'm never going to sleep, I'm never going to get rid of this pain, you're right. You are.
Well, you know that our brain does not register the negative.
Yeah.
So if you say, I don't ever want to have pain, the only thing your brain hears is pain.
Pain, yeah.
So you have to reframe it.
Right. Right.
So
very good.
Yes, those are my 3 tips.
Good tips. Well, thank you so much. Ani has a gift for us, and in addition to the wonderful tips that she's laid out today, 5 body pain hacks, which is a video series designed to empower you with tips like she just gave us, self-help techniques and suggestions to effective pain relief. And you can pick that up at www.leadmachinegrowthshow.com/pain tips. That's www.leadmachinegrowthshow.com/pain tips. And remember, faith and action go hand in hand. So put the pedal to the metal and keep until next time on the Lead Machine Growth Show. Ani, thank you so much. And I'm Paul Guyan. So long for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in to the Lead Machine Growth Show with Paul Guyan, where we show you how to tackle your tech, master your message, and design your dream so that you can transform your vision into reality. Remember to visit our website at www.leadmachinegrowthshow.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Lead Machine Growth Show.